In this episode, you're going to learn the 5 money mistakes not to make with a narcissist. If you like this content, please subscribe and hit that notification button so every time I upload a new video, you will be the first to know. If you're codependent, have an anxious attachment style, or grew up in a home where money was scarce or inconsistent, it is easy to fall victim to the narcissist's power games. And let's face it, most of us have money traumas and faulty beliefs around money that we inherited from our parents as children, and beliefs from culture and society and governments where financial abuse and corruption are rife and often distorted. As children, we were fed the lies, especially as girls, that there was the fantasy that we needed a handsome prince to rescue us and take care of our every need. And as conscious parents, my wish is that we grow our children up to be independent and self-generating, confident in their value, to own their worth and take care of themselves, especially when it comes to money and intrinsic wealth. With a narcissist and money, there is no free ride. Don't confuse money with love and security. They use money as power to manipulate and control their victims, and will use money as leverage to dangle like a carrot in front of you to stay by promising things they never deliver. If you had a narcissistic parent, they will often enjoy making it very clear that you're worthless, and if you are the scapegoat, by giving inheritance and money to the golden child and leaving you nothing. They get great pleasure out of inflicting pain on you by pitting you against your siblings, for example, by leaving you out of their will and telling everybody about it. Many narcissists are very successful people, often due to the fact that they are bullies and coerce others for their own entitled promotion and to get what they want at any cost. In their grandiosity, they will have the luxury cars and the fancy clothes and impressive house. And for my ex, it was a collection of expensive watches to ensure that everybody knew how important and successful he was, when in many cases, a lot of narcissists like this are in debt. Money is used to control or punish others, and abuse is very common in narcissistic relationships. It's usually part and parcel of the overall controlling abuse climate of life with financial abuse, and is another way to control and diminish the other person or people in the relationship. With money, it's an important part of security and independence in our culture, and if you have no money, it's very hard to feel secure if you don't, and if you have no access to money, you might become stuck in a situation with no way to leave. Financial abuse is often one of the key ways to keep people in the relationship or the situation, and if you have no money, it's hard to leave. This is one of the biggest reasons we hear that people cannot leave an abusive relationship with a narcissist. This is a topic I could speak about for days, but for this video, here are the 5 money mistakes not to make with a narcissist that is financially abusing you through and through. Number 1 is hero or victim. Narcissists love money and material possessions. When you combine this with their entitlement and lack of empathy, it makes them financially exploit anyone that crosses their path. They will also portray themselves as the victim in business deals gone wrong and people screwing them over to make you feel sorry for them. They never, ever take responsibility for their losses and will often blame their victim for their incompetence to manage their money. If you're a good source of narcissistic supply and you are the one who has the money, they will exploit you and use you for their own agenda. My ex-husband used triangulation to make me feel constantly sorry for him by complaining about how his ex-wife or his business partner took his money, or that he delivered work to clients who never paid him. He would always say he was such a good person and spin me the poor me story. Number 2 is fake generosity. In the love bombing stage of narcissistic entanglement, I certainly fell for the stream of gifts that I later found out were corporate gifts that he had passed on to me. I was also lulled into a very false sense of believing that this man was financially secure in his grandiose gestures to pick up the tab for a table of 6 rather than everyone splitting the bill as agreed. And he would find any opportunity to put his hand in his pocket in public and play Mr. Nice Guy. He'd put money in collection boxes, he'd pay for big charity events, he'd always give money to the beggar on the street and make a big thing about it so everyone would take notice of him. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Nothing is free for a narcissist. When money is involved, it creates another method of control and hierarchy. Hiding money, lying about paychecks, stealing from others, and refusing to help someone in financial distress makes the narcissist powerful and in charge. All relationships are a game, devoid of love and true meaning, beyond fulfilling the narcissist. Friends, lovers, children, even parents are just a means to an end. What the narcissist can get from someone else is the paramount purpose of the relationship. And what seems generous at the time will end up costing you dearly later on, so please be aware. The next one is buying the lies. And I was hooked and had moved in, and I had gotten back on my feet and was working a contract job. And he would keep telling me that I didn't need to find another job, that he would take care of me, knowing full well how vulnerable I was after losing my business and my home and spending years paying off debt from legal fees from my last narcissistic marriage. And he always used my past as a weapon against me. And if you're wondering how I could be so stupid to get involved with yet another narcissist, I'm a slow learner, and I didn't know about narcissism back then. I was too trusting and naive, believing that people had the same morals and values and empathy that I did. Don't make the mistake of buying into the fantasy that you need a man to take care of you and keep your own financial independence. Please keep working and have your own bank account. If you have no money, or it's making it really hard for you to leave, especially if you have children, for example, like I did, my ex knew I didn't have the money to fight him for custody in court, so he would always threaten me by telling me to pack my bags and leave, that I would never make it on my own and I would never, ever take our daughter. So I stayed, I played the game, I built up my assets, and I did the grey rock a lot until I could leave. And you can too. A side note is that if you know someone who is trapped in an abusive relationship, please have compassion for them and be supportive, because you have no idea what they're going through. Full transparency. Ask for full transparency of their financials before you commit to live together or marry. Seek legal advice before signing a prenup, and don't believe a word they say. Ask to see their earnings, the household expenses, their debt, their monthly fixed costs, everything. My ex had his lawyer turn up and caught me totally off guard as I was leaving for the church to get married, telling me to sign this prenup, and quickly. In hindsight, I should have said no, but my attitude at the time was that I would always be all right and didn't need his money. Maybe it was the hormones making me stupid, as I was 3 months pregnant with my daughter at the time. To this day, I never knew how much he earned, how much debt he had, or what the running costs of his home were. He used to keep his bank statements, his accounts, his life insurances, his will, and all the paperwork that would have given me a clue as to his financial status locked in his briefcase in his car or at his office, none of which made me feel any sense of safety. The only time I ever saw a bill was when he would blame me for a high telephone bill, for example, and tell me to sort it out by going through every single number dialed and then give him a full report back. He'd blame me, as he'd tell me I'm the one at home, and when it was my housekeeper who was actually using the phone. The next one is sabotage and withdrawal. A more covert way a narcissist will financially abuse you is not letting you flourish professionally or academically. Talking partner out of a promotion or learning new skills is a selfish and very controlling move, and it ensures the narcissist stays in control. Because as long as you are reliant on them financially or aren't making enough to leave them or get help, you don't threaten them. The narcissist doesn't want you to leave and take away their narcissistic supply. When my daughter was born, my ex said that I must sell my car that was fully paid for long before I met him because it wasn't safe enough for his child. So I did what he said. I sold my car and he took the money from that against the new car that he chose and deemed fit. And he registered it in his own name. And later, when I was offered a fantastic job, he said that I couldn't use his car to go to work in an attempt to sabotage my efforts to stay independent and earn my own money. Other times he would take away the keys when I was going somewhere to stay in that position of power and make me beg. Thank goodness Uber came along. When I would do courses or certification programs, he would never encourage me or show any interest in what I was learning. One time he went so far to find out who my lecturer was on Facebook and started to abuse him publicly online in an effort to embarrass me. When my clinic started to get really busy and my workshops and retreats were filling up and I was happy, he would try to sabotage my success by verbally abusing my clients for parking badly in the driveway or interrupt me when I was teaching a workshop, storming into the room in a fit of rage about something that he couldn't find, and on and on and on it went. Any time he felt threatened by my success or he saw that I was really happy, that I was financially standing on my own and that I loved what I did, he would go to the nth degree to demean my work, to belittle me and chase my clients away. Sometimes it worked and I had to resort to teaching outside of my clinic. Luckily, my clients valued the work that I did with them and stayed, but sometimes it became impossible for me to work and I would be on an interview or with a client online, holding my breath, wondering what his next move would be to try and sabotage my efforts to thrive. A narcissist's kryptonite is your success and financial independence. My ex knew if I earned enough to support myself and Thalia, I would leave him. And it took me years to leave, but I did it, and you can too. Never believe a narcissist who tells you that you are stupid or that nobody would ever hire you or that you can't have the success that you know you can because you're doing work in the world that matters. Now, I want to know from you, what money mistakes have you made with a narcissist? And what have you done to recover from financial abuse? Did you find knowing about these 5 money mistakes helpful? Remember, narcissists are unable to have true relationships with other people. I sincerely hope that this episode will prevent you from making these money mistakes that I made, and that you will regain your financial independence and free yourself from financial abuse. So there you have it, 5 money mistakes not to make and how a narcissist uses financial abuse to control you. If, like me, you learned these mistakes the hard way, I am truly sorry that this happened to you. The good news is the more you educate yourself and reclaim your power and your finances, the sooner you will be able to heal, free yourself, and have financial freedom on your own terms. Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful and what other warning signs you know of to help people in this community to heal and grow. And as always, trust your gut, follow your body's natural impulse to move, to rest, to cry, to grieve, to laugh, and get support. You are not alone. Connect with other brave self-healers recovering from trauma inside the Healthy Body, Quiet Mind private Facebook group, and I'll meet you there.